it's been wash, rinse, repeat since 2007. 2009 is when he dropped his debut album, and this album, I can hear the same type of singing and rapping that he was doing back then. The subject matter is relatively similar. The only thing that seems to be different is that he now has less friends than before. He has more success.
He has less friends now. After no new friends?
Basically. Damn, that's a good
He got no new friends and no friends in the industry. It's crazy.
Let me put you on game.
Let's get into some other things surrounding Drake. There's been a lot of discussion online about Drake as an artist overall after the release of Certified Lover Boy, talking about his career and suggesting that Drake overall has stagnated as an artist and that he hasn't grown much since the beginning of his career. What do you think about that notion? Do you think it's true? Do you think that Drake hasn't grown, or, like we've kind of intimated, has been making the same kind of music for a while?
I think that idea of grown has two meanings. He has grown substantially in terms of his career success, in terms of his influence, in terms of his reachability across the globe, in terms of his, the amount of listens and streams that he's getting. He's breaking these Apple Music records, these Billboard records. He's number one all the time. I remember we had that whole discussion on his, as Drake being the artist of the decade. And when you look at the numbers, it supports it. When you look on a difference metric, which is creativity and ability to try different things, he has not. I'm sorry, the man is very stagnant. It's been wash, rinse, repeat since 2007. 2009 is when he dropped his debut album, and this album, I can hear the same type of singing and rapping that he was doing back then. The subject matter is relatively similar. The only thing that seems to be different is that he now has less friends than before. He has more success.
He has less friends after no new friends?
Basically. Damn, that's a good
he got no new friends and no friends in the industry. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's I can't really see him as an artist. He hasn't grown, but he has represented meme culture, and he has been a part of our lives, for the last 12 years and for 14 years or whatever. And so I cannot really say with integrity that he's grown as an artist, but he's there and he's fun.
Yeah, I feel the same way, honestly. I echo those sentiments. I don't think that he's taken as many risks as some of his contemporaries have. Like, I think you can point to tons of artists. If you even want to look at A$AP Rocky, like, who's considered a popular rapper. He has an album like Testing, which is a big departure from his normal sound, or Long Live ASAP. Like, a lot of his albums sound completely different. Tyler, the Creator, has made a different album every time he comes out. He even has different alter egos. His subject matter is different. His albums are often a time capsule for where he is in that particular point in time. And even if you want to look across the picket lines at Kanye West, regardless of how bad some of Kanye's albums are or his personal issues, I don't think that you can necessarily say that any two Kanye albums sound alike. I think they all sound incredibly different. I don't think that that's the case with Drake, but I think there's an argument for Drake where he doesn't have to change his sound, because I think that he has a great sensibility for what's popular and what works. And I think that some people kind of see that as formulaic, or some people see it like he's kind of making music with an algorithm, which is kind of what it seems like sometimes, but it works. He's one of the biggest artists ever, and regardless of how similar his music may be, like you said, he has this incredible amount of success. So I don't think he would be motivated to change. But also saying that, I think that it is a little bit disappointing, because with the amount of social cachet he has in terms of his fan base being willing to ride with him, I think he does have the room to take those risks. And I think that people will ride for him regardless of what he puts out. So I would like to see him experiment more with the sound, because I think we've had multiple discussions about Drake in the existence of the pod and prior to. I think I was definitely a big real hip hop Drake hating ass dude for the early part of our relationship. But I think I've grown to see that Drake is incredibly talented. I think that you see it with the R&B tracks that he's made. For me, I really like singing Drake. I don't think he's necessarily a blow you away vocalist or anything, but I do think that he has a good sensibility when it comes to making R&B music. And I think that he could make an all R&B album and I would like it. And I think that on the other side, I think he's an incredibly talented rapper. I think that if you look at songs like 7 a.m. on Bridal Path, or Lord Knows off of Take Care, or a lot of songs in between, I think that he's shown that he has a really incredible lyrical ability when he really puts his mind to it. For me, I just don't think he's put those things together. I don't think that he's made an album. I think Drake has. I think you can argue that Take Care is a classic based on the reception of it. But outside of that, I don't think he has that many other good albums. But I do think, based on his talent level, that he has a really great timestamp level legendary album in him. But I just think that part of our frustration comes from the fact that he keeps kind of repeating and treading in what's comfortable rather than stepping outside of that and making the album that I think we know he could make.
Yeah, I think those are really fair critiques and analysis, and I just hope that he hears that and actually does something experimental and does something that's out of the box, not just something that's memeable, but something that is inspirational and
Memorable.
Yeah, and
Not
contains
memeable, memorable.
Yeah, you know, like it's more I think it's more important. There are other things that are more important than being trending on Twitter and Instagram, and that's staying power. And you can, I probably, if someone really does the research, like Drake has a certain amount of, he has his stripper songs that are songs that are dedicated to, you know, the different strippers and ladies of the night that he's interacted with throughout his life. He has his heartbreak songs where he's either been the one that's been taken advantage of or he's taking advantage of somebody. He has the, you know, 5-minute long bar for bar creative songs where he's just going on a stream of consciousness that is lyrically impressive. And then he just has the hotline blings, the way too sexies, the one dance, the songs that kind of just capture the attention of everybody because he's taking a step out there and he's looking kind of silly, but he's embracing it and he's having fun with it, which is very endearing as a pop artist. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing that I've always respected about Drake. He doesn't take himself too serious. He has fun with the moment and he enjoys it. But yeah, it'd be nice to have something that's really critical and critically impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think he still has it in him, but we'll see.